So today I want to go over the latest leaks for the upcoming starter decks for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. This is the first time I'm doing a leak preview video, and I'm not sure if interest for a series like this is there, so please let me know in the comments below if you would like to see more coverage for any leaks like this in the future. It also helps if you like and subscribe, it just lets me know. Anyways, let's get started. These decks are set to release on July 15th in Japan, and our leaders we have seen before with different art, so you're not going to see any like revamped smokers or dofis. However, there are a lot of new cards to be included in this deck that buff up their playstyle. So let's talk about them. The decks are going to be red Whitebeard, green Uda, blue Dofi, purple Luffy, smoker black, and Katakuri yellow. All right, so these are the current leaks as of right now, as of June 4th. So first of all, they talk about this deck, and all of the cards here are being leaked and posted on this website I use often called One Piece Top Decks. Visit the site if you want to see all the up-to-date stuff yourself. But yes, here we are. The first thing that they revealed isn't really part of the decks, but it's on this article anyway. And this is the Ulti promo. So looking at this card, usually promo cards are very meh. There are definitely some outliers, like the ones that helped out the the law deck for sure. But what about this Ulti? You can see here it is a purple card, 6 cost, 6,000 power, Animal Kingdoms encounter, pretty basic. Its ability is once per turn. When 2 or more of your Dawn are returned to your deck, you add one as rested. Then you put one of your purple stages as active. Honestly, this is interesting because this is the first ever effect that we see that actually lets a purple stage come back to active. So I think definitely it will shine in the new Opio8 King deck in general. I don't think it's often that two Dawns will be returned at any time, but then you do have the, like I said, the new King ability that lets you do that every single turn for more consistency. I think other than that, it really shouldn't see play in any other purple deck. So I think I'm going to give this card a rating of 4 out of 10. It is essentially almost going to be leader locked, and your deck has to have some purple stages activated for this to use. But if you're able to use this when it Onigashima, it's amazing. However, it's a late game card, so when you play this, you really don't need a ramp as much. So maybe it goes down to a 3 rating. But yeah, it's very niche, and yeah, basically that's it. All right, next up, we're gonna see some cards that are leaked onto this page right here. We have an Ace, we have a Hancock, we have a Tashigi, and all of these are kind of shown down here, right? So let's start with the first one that they shown, which is the Boa Hancock here. So basically, this is a blue, 4 cost, 6,000 power, 7 warlords, Kuja pirates, a blocker, and on play, look at the top 30 cards of your deck, place them in any order on top or bottom, which is nice. Then give up to one of your 7 warlord type leaders or characters up to 1 rested Dawn. So I think that overall this is a pretty great card. 4 cost, 6,000 power is pretty good. It's easily searchable in the 7 warlords and Kuja pirates. You probably won't play in any Kuja pirate decks unless you're doing half and half, right? Half and half between the 7 warlords and that. The dual effect for rearranging the top and providing 1,000 power to your leader, provided it's going to be a 7 warlords. It will see a lot of play in general blue decks. For example, Dofi, the Crocodile maybe, and definitely the Boa Hancock leader. This will see play. So I think this is a 7 out of 10 card for sure. The next step that they showed here is a Tashigi. You can see this right here. So basically, this card is a black character, 5 cost, 6,000 power, navy, plus 1,000 counter on play. If your leader is smoker, so this is absolutely leader locked, give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 cost for the turn. Not bad. The on play, or rather the other effect is activate made once per turn. If this character was played this turn, only this turn, place up to one of your opponent's 0 cost characters into a trash. So you're not KOing, you are removing This is an amazing black card. Once again, leader locked, however, and I kind of wish that they limited or errated and changed up the Moria card to be leader locked or type locked. But yes, this will see a 4-card inclusion for sure into a lot of black smoker decks. It's that good. For now, though, I think the rating from what we've seen, it's a 6 out of 10 solely because it's leader locked. If it wasn't, it would be an 8 out of 10 for any black deck because this effect is very powerful. But it's definitely going to boost up the smoker deck by quite a lot. All right, then the next one is going to be this ace deck, this ace card right here that was shown. So basically, it is a 5-cost, 6,000 power Whitebeard Pirates 1K counter. If your leader has Whitebeard Pirates included, this character gets Rush. Very good. Once per turn, if this character would be removed from play by any one of your opponent's effects, so on your turn or their turn, keep that in mind. You instead may give this character negative 2,000 power for the turn. Very protective. So I'd say it's an amazing card right now. A good red card. That is pretty much type locked, right? You have red ace, red Whitebeard, and right now the red blue Marco to use this card in. I could see this being some, seeing this get some play if you want to replace a Rush 5-drop Luffy if you are running those in those decks for definitely more board persistence, because this thing is going to be stickied unless you just attack into it, and definitely more searchability for the Whitebeard archetype. Doesn't hurt that it has a 1K counter. I don't think you would use this card in anything but Whitebeard Pirate decks because you just lose the Rush. I mean, technically you could put it in the ST13 Sabo deck that, if you want to, for more brothers synergy and consistency, but losing the Rush probably isn't worth it. But we'll see if any players start to implement it. So I think this card is a 6 out of 10 for my rating. Good card. Very good card. Alright, next up we have Atmos. This is for the Whitebeard deck. So basically it is a 4/5/1. When attacking, if your leader is Edward Newgate, you cannot add life to your hand using your own effect during this turn. So obviously this is only for Whitebeard. And the effect, there are some cards. This card would absolutely be insane if it wasn't leader locked. And there's a lot of cards that, can add stuff from your life to your hand, especially in, in red, green cards. That would be insane. But yes, it's an okay card otherwise in general. This will most likely see moderate play here and there in quantities of probably 2 and 3 if they do decide to include Atmos. I think this is a toss-up on whether or not it will be useful. It's a bit slow to activate the effect with the on-attacking. If this was an on-played, it'd be kind of interesting. But I think if it does stay sticky on the board, every turn you can get the on-attack and you don't have to hurt yourself as Whitebeard, it's insane. But it's 5 out of 10 because I just don't know if it's going to be useful. I will have to do some playtesting with this deck. So, hey, stay tuned. We might do some Whitebeard stuff on the channel again. So this is the leader alternate art that we're going to be seeing for the new set. And this is the ace card that we just talked about from the page. Okay, so next up, we have 2 more cards here. We have Gordon first to talk about. So this guy right here. So it's a film card, 2/0, 1K counter on. So when the opponent attacks, you can discard any number of cards with the music type from your hand. For each card, a leader or character gets plus 1,000 during the battle. So this is an amazing card, I think, for the Uda archetype only. I can see this replacing 4 of the current blocker film Blueno cards. It just gives you just a tad bit more flexibility if you have a bunch of extra song cards in your hand that you want to use. So this is a 4 out of 10 card, 4 out of 10 rating. 1 deck usage at the moment, but it's at least playable, right? Okay, the card right next to it, it's a Shanks card. 9 cost, 11,000, 0 counter. Look at the effect here. Pretty nice and simple. On play, KO up to opponent. 1 opponent's arrested character. So remember, this is a film card. 4 Emperors. Not much to do with the red-haired pirates, so there really isn't any synergy with that at all in the game yet. But basically, this is interesting. This is a huge, big boss monster for film. I mean, the only late game Uda cards you have right now is the 7 cost Luffy that is used for blocking. You have the 8 cost Kid, which is used for blocking usually, and doesn't, it's not searchable by film. And then, of course, I guess you want to use the 10 cost Dofi, which is awesome, but it can't be searched. And because it's a 10 drop, you're not going to be able to put one Dawn on Uda to use her searching ability to give you some card advantage. So this will definitely see play. As mentioned, it's film, so it's searchable. Uda has some resting utility cards, but this card is a beast. It will be used in other deck types outside of film for sure, because it has a sort of similar tempo to the 10 cost Dofi, but it can kill anything that's rested. So I think this is definitely a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 card. It's really cool. I like this card a lot. And this is the new art for the Uda deck coming out as well. Okay, so next up, so this is the Boa Hancock, the one that we saw before, that we talked about. This is just showing the arts, but then we have a new card here. This is the Crocodile for the Crocodile Dofi deck. So pretty much this is a, let me see, this is 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter. On play, reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If it's a 7 Warlords, you drop 2 and place 1 from your hand to the top of the deck. I think it's pretty standard numbers for this card. It will most likely see play only in 7 Warlords decks. I think you would run this in quantities from 3 to 4 though. You can get the effect off pretty consistency in the 7 Warlords archetype decks, as you're usually moving things around, and it provides you with card advantage. So it's a 6 out of 10 rating. It's not a bad card at all. Here is the new Dofi art for the ST17. Pretty cool. Okay, another card we have here is King Do. This is a 3 cost, 4,000 power, 1 counter, Whitebeard Pirates blocker. The effect is, on your opponent's turn, when this card is KO'd by an effect, up to one of your leader cards gets 2,000 power during the turn. So, I think it's a fun effect. It's not leader or archetype locked, but it will probably only be included in Whitebeard decks in general. 3 cost is a lot for a blocker, but it will make your opponent think twice before killing it with an effect, or at least mess with their ordering to do so. It can be dropped, however, with the new OP08 Ace Summoner, so there's that going for it. Overall, it's a decent card. I think a 5 out of 10 rating. But, it can also be an attacker easily if you need to. So it's an interesting card. Okay, next up is a Charlotte Katakuri. So this is a 3 cost, 4,000 power, 1k counter, film, and Big Mom Pirate. So if your leader has film type, so right now I think it's only for the Uda, right? And you have 6 or more rested cards, this character gains 2,000 power. So it's a green Katakuri. That is crazy. Anyway, this card's pretty good. For film decks, this is a high inclusion rating for sure. And I can see this easily replacing the 3-drop Usopp in some scenarios. Remember, it says here you need to have 6 or more rested cards. All cards that are tapped on your field, including characters, your leaders, and even your Dons, but it does not include anything that is attached to those cards. So, this will definitely happen more often mid to late game. It works on your turn and the opponent's turn. So, it's a 6 out of 10 rating. It makes Uda just a little bit more consistent with a little bit extra power, which I think is awesome. Okay, now we have 2 more cards left, released for today, and then maybe in the future we can do more videos about this. But here we are, the Charlotte Lin. So this is obviously for the new yellow, for the Big Mom deck. This is a 6 cost, 7,000 power, 0 counter. It's a 4 Emperors and Big Mom Pirate. So it's only searchable right now for Big Mom stuff. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand. Your opponent then chooses if they want to discard 2 cards or trash one of their one of the life cards. Okay, so I think this is a card that will be played a lot in yellow decks in general, not just, Big Mom stuff. Obviously, it benefits more from the Big Mom Pirates because you can search it, but it might see just a little bit of alternate use there for other decks that run the 7-drop stuff. Like, I think Enel runs 7-drop moms, some of them. They might split the inclusion for like a couple of 7-drop moms and then a couple of 6 drops just for curve preference. I think this is going to be a 6 out of 10 rating. It would be a 7, but you're discarding a card, which is kind of bad. And the power level is very manageable by your opponent. 7,000 is not that crazy. All right, and for the last card of the day, this is a Monkey D purple Luffy character card. 7/8 no counter. I really don't know what to feel about this card because check this out. It's a Straw Hat. On play, -1 Dawn. Play up to 1 purple Straw Hat type character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So it's a tough card whether or not this is good or bad. There's not that many purple Straw Hats that you would absolutely 100% want to combo swarm with this card. There's arguments that the 2K Sanji might be used here, but it's pretty counterintuitive in the Luffy leader deck because you want to have more Dawn, and then you don't want to have less Dawn to lower the Sanji cost. I think this card has definitely potential if they release other synergy purple cards with this deck, but we're going to have to wait for more leaks. For right now, this is 4 out of 10, but I can see this easily hitting up 7+ if there's really good, amazing other cards. But yeah, you get to summon up to a 5 cost, so there's that common Jinbei 5 blocker, which is okay, but in general, it's decent. It might see play in that deck, and if so, hey, it's gonna get buffed up because right now the purple Luffy deck has fallen off the map. As soon as it came out, it was in the meta, but now it's just fallen off. So I'm hoping they add some more stuff because a lot of cool things were going on here. So as of today, these are the current leaks. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, I'll upload another one when more leaks are out that we can talk about. Please let me know down below your rating for any of the cards we talked about. Maybe there are some sort of situations where some cards are just better than I didn't realize. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.